Hello, this is Jane Scanlan from Cherish, Transform and Upgrade. I help single mums in business who are feeling stressed and overwhelmed to gain clarity, confidence and a plan to move forward with. And in those unique plans that we create together, there is always a massive injection of joy, love, happiness. So when I heard about this live book called Voices of Joy, I put my hand up. Yes, I would like to tell a story of joy because it's something that has helped my life massively and helps the lives of all of my clients. So let me invite you to sit down, maybe grab a cuppa and listen to this short story. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away from you, there was a girl in a concrete jungle, feeling stuck and all alone. She was angry that the trees were getting cut down, more concrete was getting poured in its place, and the buildings were getting taller and taller, blocking out the sun and her beautiful blue sky. She was frustrated and she would walk round and round the concrete streets, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, with the words echoing round her head, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. She felt alone and like nobody could help her. She'd walk past hundreds of people every single day. There'd be no eye contact. Everybody was looking at the floor. She was alone in this concrete jungle, surrounded by hundreds, millions of people, all dressed in grey, going round about their day, not with a smile, with a shrug, and like there was nothing else to do. So she carried on this life. And the more she did, the more lost she felt, the more angrier she got. And it got to a point where one day she said, enough, no more. And the words echoed around her. She could not take this life anymore. She wanted the green, she wanted the blue sky, she wanted the sun on her face. She wanted to see smiles around her and open arms ready for hugs. So she decided to change the way she looked at the world. She decided to take the sunglasses off that were grey and open her eyes on a new day. She started to see that there were plants and grass and green everywhere, even in this concrete jungle. The nature was creeping through any crack or crevice. There was nature. She started to look up and she saw and heard birds up in the rooftops and the rafters, flying about the sky. She hadn't noticed that before. She realised from that day forth that she had a switch. And as quick as she could switch it to anger and rage and annoyance, she could switch it to happiness and joy and love. Now in this turbulent time of change, she would switch on and off many switches, feeling like she was going mad, leaping from one emotion to the next, sad, mad, happy, joy. But it was better than before, better than life, surrounded by grey, in misery, feeling alone. Now she got to switch the She got to flick the switch. That's it. She got to she got to flick the switch on her life, on her energy, on her emotions. And when she smiled, people smiled back at her. When she said hello, raised her head and looked at people and said hello, they said hello back. And she found all those thousands of faces that were looking down, who weren't there for her, were actually just in the same boat, feeling the same thing. And by her switching her energy to joy, love, peace and calm, it had a ripple effect through the city. People started smiling, people started laughing. Joy was infectious. All of a sudden, there were flowers popping up everywhere, window boxes, people were doing more in nature. Joy was infectious. And the more joy and the more fun things that she did, the bigger the ripples went out into her community. So that is a little story about joy and the way I see a period of my life where I was going out a lot, I was drinking a lot, I was doing social drugs, partying all night, and there were glimpses of ecstasy and joy, but it was followed with depression, downers, grey energy, lethargic energy. And when I realised that I was in control of all of my emotions and I got to stay in happiness and joy naturally, I got to choose my environment as well. So I did move out of the concrete jungle, but now when I go back to the city, I see it through very, very different eyes, and I can see all the wonderful murals, I can see all the wonderful plants and the trees and the wildlife there, whereas before in that zone I just saw grey concrete prison, beating me down. So I hope you have enjoyed my story of joy. You get to turn the switch on your emotions. You get to step into joy, and your smile, your laughter, your joy is infectious. And the happier you are, the more joy you exude, it will go out into your community and it will help other people. So when you're walking down the street next, say hello, smile. If you don't know some of your neighbours, wave, knock on the door, say hello, just want to introduce myself, and really allow joy to go forth in your community. Thank you. I'm Jane Scanlan from Cherish, Transform and Upgrade.